All right. In this video, I'm going to talk about a few points here. I'm going to talk about different scenario, different topics, right? I'm trying to make short videos, but it's about health, about this coronavirus. I'm just wondering why so many African Americans have died because of this coronavirus, whereas Africans in Africa ain't dying as much. Because when it happened in America, because you know, like America was like from Europe to America before it really got underway in Africa. And when African Americans were dying, it spooked African governments every day. They're gonna be dead bodies everywhere, and that's not to sort of minimize the severity of this disease. Because in countries in South America, there's been dead bodies on the streets, literally. You know, so why is it that in Africa that hasn't been the case? You know, because this is very interesting. Because one thing I've noticed with African Americans trying to move to the continent, the thing they question a lot is health. It's the healthcare. Oh, how about the healthcare? How about the healthcare? How about the healthcare? How about the healthcare? Okay. This is why I think there's various reasons why Africa has done well with this. Some of it is preparation, because you know, countries had Ebola and all those things, and so countries were a bit more prepared. That's one of the reasons. The other one is the younger population, which I believe is partly to blame. It doesn't mean people are not dying from coronavirus in Africa. They are dying. One of my sister's friend, the mom just died. You know, so they are dying from coronavirus. But the rate of people that are infected is not matching the number of deaths. When people go to get their blood tested for other things, they find out, like a lot of them showing signs that they've had corona in the past few weeks or months or whatever, you know, but they seem to be fine. It's like, oh, they had corona, but then they've been cured without even getting sick. And I think this is because I think a lot of people have a young, because of the young age. You know, the mean age in Africa, I think, is like 19.5 years old. So we have a very young population, which is good. Don't believe, I'm going to do a video about this. Don't believe when people say fertility in Africa, they start telling you about not having many kids. Let's have 10 kids and reward women that are able to have 10 kids. You know, Africa is huge. We need to populate it. Don't believe what these people are telling you. They are struggling because they don't have a population. Even China is in trouble. You know, that's why jobs are coming to Africa if we just prepare for it and own everything. Okay? Don't believe when they tell you that. I'm going to do a video about this fertility thing. I hear even a French president talking about it. Oh, this and blasting us. And no African leader responded to that video of him talking about our women and this and that and that. You know, shut the F up, Macron. You know nothing, mate. Stick to your French, whatever crap of demonizing or causing trouble in Africa. You know, stick to that. You know, your days are numbered, buddy. Your days are numbered. All right. But let me just continue what I was trying to say. So, you know, that's one of the reasons. The other reason, which is I'm not a geneticist. But one thing I've heard is about this, one of the genes, the haplogenes, which is accounting for the severity. I think it's 30% in Asians, 8% in Europe. Africa got none. You know, so at the genetic level, we don't have the severity gene for the virus. Doesn't mean it's not going to kill you. It just means, you know, if it was killing, you know, 20% in Asia, you know, 15% in of all the, let's say, of all the deaths that of all the people that died, you know, the reason for the severity for having this gene maybe accounting for, let's say, 4%. That means for us, that 4% people ain't gonna die. We're gonna be saved. So that's one of the other reasons scientists have come up with. But there's another scientist out here. The reason, and this to me, actually, this I think is more important than anything else, having lived in Africa myself, is the food, the health of your gut. You know, because apparently, initially everyone just thought this virus was just about the chest. And it's not. It's not about the chest. It's connected to a lot of things. Your stomach is involved, your heart, your brain. All these things are involved. You know, some people are dying because the vessels or the blood, whatever, gets platelets formed in your blood, and then they clog up your arteries and all those things. And some people are dying because of it's affecting the brain, and you know the blood supplies your capillaries. They start bursting and all those things. You know, and some of it is the gut, the health of your gut. You know, which I think is actually quite common because in the food we are eating in the Western world is just bad, especially in America where I live. It's I would say it's quite good. It's quite good. I think a lot of people support me. In Australia, it's quite good. In America, it's the worst. I would think so. You know, I've had Aussies that have visited America and they tell me the same thing. You know, so the food there is not good. Actually, to get a real organic fresh apple is more expensive than a bag of Macca's. You know, you know. So the food there is terrible. And then you look at how there's something. You look at people live, let's say, in these ghettos, like let's say in Brooklyn, where people live in apartments and all those things. You know, and also you have to realize a lot of people that most people, especially our people, like black people, most of them are doing like 2 jobs, man. There's no time to rest, you know, because the income from one job is not that great. Because obviously, even if you're educated, it's very hard to get a job with the big companies, you know, because like that report from Citi says, racism, you know. America doesn't care missing out, you know, in the last 20 years, missing out of making $16 trillion, as long as they put these people under lock and key. You know, that's how much they care about us. That's how much they care about you, African Americans, or Africans in America. You know, so you look at that, you realize the food, and also the health of our people. The food is so bad because you're doing 2 jobs. I get this. I did it when I was a student in Australia. You're doing 2 jobs, man. There's no time. There's no time for you to cook. That's why I'm not impressed when I see these African Americans coming to Africa and they're going to like Burger King in Ghana. Come on, man. Stop that crap. Go to a market, buy food and cook. Just for the first time, cook. You know, even if you don't know how to cook, you can hire a chef in Ghana, in Rwanda, in Tanzania, where these African Americans are going most of the time. You can hire a chef for close to nothing. You know, and when you buy the food at the market, it's very cheap. It's fresh. You know, most of it is organic. You go there and cook and eat well. You know, it will do amazing things to your health. But I don't see these people driving up to Burger King. Like, you know, it's like K&K squad. I saw them driving to Burger King. Leave it. You've been eating Burger King since forever in America. Why you want to come to Africa and start eating Burger King? You know. And these are some of the things that caused the number of our sisters and brothers in America to get killed by this coronavirus. You know, I'm scared I'm scared myself, you know, because I gotta say, you know, and a lot of people in the diaspora who support me on this, is that when you're in the diaspora, it's very easy to start taking a medication. You know, where I am, it's not that bad. But in America, it's terrible. It's like even when you wake up early in the morning, there's an ad. Oh, you know, do you wake up and you feel your feet cold? You know, it's that, damn. You know, from your bed to the floor, your feet feel cold. And you start to think about it. Yeah. You need the macrocol. It will fix your feet problem. And you start taking all these things unnecessary that you don't even need. Because these pharmaceutical companies are trying to make money. And they shove it down your throat, man. You know, take it. With so much advertising on TV. And you gotta wake up to this. Also, I don't like the fact that one thing I've realized, I don't know about you guys, but one thing I've realized that as Africans, we are nature people. You know, I don't know, I could be wrong, but I'm going by what I see, and I talk to other Africans and I hear the same thing. We are nature people. You know, most of the time when I got a lot on my mind, I just go up the hills. I go to the hills, park my car, and just start walking around. Or do mountain biking just to be around trees, hear birds. I don't know. It's like therapy to me. I don't know about you guys, but that's how I find it. But when I see our brothers and sisters like in Brooklyn, it's all these, it's block after block. There's a little tree there. I think it does something to your soul. You know, that's why some of our brothers and sisters in the US, in these so-called ghettos, they seem to be lost, literally. You know, and I feel like, because white people study people, they've probably studied Africans and what affects them. I feel like they've put them there on purpose and just put concrete. You know, because then it's gonna do something with our mindset. We like green, man. I like nature. And one thing I also find out, not just for Africans but for everyone in the world, the color green, the eye has more shades of green, you know, so which means you can see all the shades of green than any other color, you know. So there's something therapeutic about a green nature, you know. So I strongly believe that for our Africans in America, brothers and sisters, I think Corona attacked them so much because of food and because of stress, and stress kills, guys, and because of just tiredness. I watched ES, and I watched Eat Love Migrate's video where she said when she was in America she was eating, you know, biting her nails, where in Africa the nails are growing fine. But stress, guys, stress. I saw even P. Diddy got scared one time he got stopped by the police. Stress. You know, that's why when people start asking, if I know you want good health, but some people use that as an excuse not to visit Africa. The problem is you are being made sick where you are. You know, that's why I like Dynasty, Emia's t-shirt that says Africa is my therapy. And I'm going to tell every African American out there, Africa is your therapy. Africa is our therapy. Let's go there and just be the way we're supposed to be. See a little bit of nature, see a little bit of development, see a little bit of this, see a little bit of eat some good food, fresh food, where you go to Zanzibar and there's a fisherman there and you buy the fish from there. It doesn't have to even to go to the fridge. You go and cook it straight away, nice and fresh. Okay, you don't have to go and eat some packaged stuff. Nah, cook it yourself. Go to the market and buy some fresh organic food. Eat some fresh mangoes. You know, I think in America the food, the stress, this contributed to an increased death rate among black people in America. I strongly believe that. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor, but I strongly believe that. I strongly believe that contributed to the death rate of our people, and also, you know, living on top of each other. That's also part of it. You know, I just think like, you know, you should visit Africa. It's just therapy. You know, you go to a place where where you see people that look like you. You know, where you are part of the majority. In itself, it's very fulfilling. And I ask everyone to try and visit Africa in their lifetime, you know, at least once, even once, that's fine. Virus, I think, is a great opportunity for us to rearrange a lot of things. You know, African Americans, you gotta look at your health, you gotta look at the food you're eating, you gotta look at all the stress that you're going through, and try to evaluate how you look at Africa. Stop this thing about Africa. Africans don't like us. The health system in Africa, you know, the health system might be great in America, you know, but they're making you sick. My grandma died at 90 years old. She had 4 teeth in her mouth, you know, and she lived in Africa for 90 years. She died 90 years, you know. So, you know, some of the diseases you guys feel, it's because of the environment you are in. Some of the diseases you are getting, it's the environment you are in, you know. And sometimes it will just be good for you to get out and sort of cleanse yourself, you know, with an African experience, you know. I also want to just touch, because if you go like South America, our friends in South America, I don't like to use the Inca people. I know some people call them Indians. What they're doing there, I was reading this article where they're even blocking way from people going to visit them in the jungle, you know. But a message in the jungle just to prevent, so they can continue their way of living. They live together as communities, and this corona is trying to separate them, because now instead of sharing food, they can't even share food, you know. So they're trying to fight that, you know. And right now they don't have a government. This is in Brazil, that supports them. If anything, the government wants to wipe them out. So what they've done, they've stand up for themselves and protect the environment. They are preventing people from visiting their villages, you know, and that's great. Because the president of Brazil is a racist dude who thinks they've taken up too much land. Can you believe? The Indians taking up too much land? I thought that was their land. But anyway, that story is for other days. But that's what he thinks. So I wouldn't be surprised if he could use this corona to wipe them out. Because apparently it's killing a lot of people there, and some of it is suspicious. It could be instigated, or the disease could be taken there to just wipe these people out. You know, happened in Argentina. They wiped out black populations there. You know, so these things, this virus is time to reevaluate. You know, let's do what our friends in South America are doing. Instead, they are blocking that, but at the same time, they are moving into smaller groups and disappearing into the jungle. You know, to live the way they've lived all their lives, as a way to counter this virus. But for Africans, instead of us, this is what we need to do, because the next few years after this, I know people are already talking about, oh, there's going to be a recession in Africa. In Africa, as far as I know, it has always been a recession. We used to the recession. It's all good. We got nothing to worry about. You know, but the thing is, we need to reevaluate things. So instead, if you lose your job and you are in Africa, don't go and sit in a shanty compound. Go back, because here's the thing. For most Africans, we have where we come from. In the city is not where we come from. Most Africans, the city is not where we come from. We come from the villages, where our parents, our grandparents are. You know, so what I'm encouraging every African, this is the time to evaluate and evaluate even our economy. Because what's going to happen here, instead of us relying on people bringing stuff and all these things, because the next few years is going to be quite tough as the world tries to recover. And I think the best things Africans can do right now, if you lose your job in the city, or if you don't have a job at all, go to the village, get some land and start growing things. Work hard, grow stuff, so that we can have food. We don't need to be importing food, because food is going to be the next currency in Africa. You know, and I'm going to encourage everyone, if you got no job, if you are just living in a shanty compound in the city, there's no need for you to be in the city, because the job's going to be scarce. You know, and there's no need for you to live there and live in poverty when you got land. What I'm going to encourage everyone is to change the mindset. Change your mindset, leave the city, move to the villages. The same way the Red Indians are moving into the jungle to find a way to protect themselves from coronavirus. Moving to the village is just going to do the same thing for you. It's going to protect you from this coronavirus. At the same time, it's going to give you an opportunity to do something that's going to be the next currency, and which is food. You know, so we go there, we can go in groups, we can go in families and grow food. Let's create Africa as the food basket to feed the world. Okay? So, these are just a few things I wanted to bring up. This is a recap, you know, of a few things I've spoken about. You know, for Africans, please use this time to think. For African Americans, use this time to think about the food you're eating. You know, let's put our health first, our minds together, and let's reevaluate our economies. I believe if you are in a diaspora, whether you're African American or just black in the diaspora, start thinking about Africa. Start thinking about Africa. Thank you, and please subscribe.